After Jesus had washed his friends' feet, he shares his Last Supper with them. In tonight's reading, John, the author of this account, picks out two of Jesus' disciples: Judas Iscariot, son of Simon, and Simon Peter. Judas is apparently the trusted one, as he was in charge of the money. But we know from previous verses that he often stole from this purse for his own gain. Judas. Then we have Simon Peter. Simon Peter is the guy who is always seeking to please his teacher. He wants to be the first to do everything and will do anything to prove his loyalty to Jesus, his master, his rabbi, his teacher. But here in this story, we see their weakness, their disloyalty towards Jesus. Judas sells Jesus off to the Jewish leaders, who had been desperate to stop Jesus in his tracks. They wanted him gone once and for all, and offered a bounty for his head. Judas accepts this bounty, and later we witness the kiss of betrayal. Simon Peter is desperate to prove his love for Jesus. He's desperate. Lord, why can't I follow you now? I will lay down my life for you now. And Jesus says this in response: Will you really lay down your life for me? Will you? And then Jesus predicts Peter's denial. Before the rooster crows, Peter, you will disown me not once, not twice, but 3 times. And he does, 3 times. Disowns even knowing Jesus. We can see from these verses that Jesus knew exactly what both Judas and Peter were going to do. But Jesus did not change the situation. He didn't stop them. And above all that, he did not stop loving them. Fortunately for Judas, he did not know this and ends up taking his own life. Hence why John ends verse 30 with, "And it was night." It's so sad. Fortunately for Peter, deep down he knew Christ's unconditional love and forgiveness, which he encounters a few days later whilst having breakfast on the beach with the resurrected Jesus. What I find incredibly powerful about these last few moments of Jesus' arrest, his trial, when he's beaten, mocked, and eventually nailed to the cross, is this: despite the rejection of his closest friends, despite the crowd's chants, "Crucify him, crucify him, crucify him," he continues to die for them and for us. He continues to love them and love us. Timothy Keller, the author and theologian, writes this: "The gospel is this: we are more sinful and flawed in ourselves than we ever dared to believe. Yet at the very same time, we are more loved and accepted in Jesus Christ than we ever dared hope." As we stand at the cross this evening, we recognize our weakness, our flaws, our sinful nature. But as we stand at the cross, we also see before us the great extent of God's love for each and every one of us in Christ Jesus. And so as we enter Good Friday, I encourage you to sit at the cross, to say sorry, to accept his great love for us as his blood is spilt for us, and like Peter, know his unconditional love for us and commit once again, or for the first time, to follow Jesus and serve him for the rest of our lives.
grace is enough, more than I need. At your word I will believe. I wait for you, draw near again. Let your spirit make me near, and I will fall at your feet. I will fall at your feet, and I will worship you here. Your presence in me, Jesus, light the way. By the power of your word, I am restored, I am redeemed. By your spirit I am free, and I will fall at your feet. I will fall at your feet, and I will worship you. 'Cause freely you gave it all for us, surrendered your life upon that cross. Great is the love poured out for all. This is our God. Lifted on high from death to life, forever our God is glorified. Servant and King, rescued the world. This is our God. Your grace. Your grace is enough, more than I need. At your word I will believe. I wait for you, draw near again. Let your spirit make me near, and I will fall at your feet. I will fall at your feet, and I will worship you. And freely you gave it all for us, surrendered your life upon that cross. Great is the love poured out for all. This is our God. Lifted on high from death to life, forever our God is glorified. Servant and King, rescued the world. This is our God. And I will fall at your feet. I will fall at your